Scrappy Sisters, and I'm up today with my next DIY video for Jess's advent calendar. You will have already seen what these are because I'm sure you opened her opening video first before you're watching this tutorial. But just in case you haven't, I am going to decorate these wooden white letters. So if this is the first time you've watched our videos and you haven't been following us for a while, Jess has two kids and their names are Jack and Tom. So I've got a J and a T and I'm going to decorate them. I've already sort of picked out what I want to do. So I've got a couple of pieces of paper here from Craft. This one is a recent one from the hide and seek collection. So it's got arrows on one side and then I think these are supposed to be mountains on this side, but I quite liked this side, so I'm going to use that side. And then this one is again Craft. It's from the Stargazer collection. This paper is called Universe. It's sort of got a grey with a white stripe, and then this side's black with a blue leaf pattern, but I'm going with this side. I didn't tell you what this one was called. This one is called Mountains. So I was right, they are supposed to look like mountains. So I've got those two pieces of paper. I've got pencil and scissors. I am using some ephemera from, again, the Craft hide and seek collectibles. I've just got a few pieces from that, but I'm also using a really old, not really old, but an older collection from Cocoa Vanilla called Totally Rad. And I'm using a piece of ephemera from this as well. I think I'll add some Tim Holtz Tiny Words. Not 100% sure, but I've got them there if I need to. I've got this, I've just got some PVA craft glue, and also I've got gel matte medium, but I can't remember if I'm supposed to use this. No, I don't think I use this. I think if I had Mod Podge, I'd use Mod Podge. Don't have Mod Podge, using PVA to stick this down. That's all you need to know. I'm now going to put you on fast forward and I'll see you at the end. Okay, so here I am with the papers that I've chosen for Jack and Tom's letters, and I'm just going to use a pencil and trace around the outside. I'm sure that there's probably a more professional way that you can cover letters, but for the moment I'm just going with this. It's quick and easy for me, and yeah, it works. They aren't exact and they're not perfect, but you know, that's what crafting's all about, isn't it? Not being perfect or exact. I think I probably could have got a file, like a nail file from the, from my nail polishing kit, and I could have filed the corners of the paper down so that it was a bit smoother on the edge of the letter, but I didn't do that because I was filming and my nail file is in a completely different room. So I just let that kind of go and just was okay with it being imperfect. So hopefully Jess is okay with imperfect as well. Yeah, so I'm cutting out the letters here, and I can't remember if so I'm measuring them up and trimming them, but I don't think I stick them both down at the same time. I think I cut them out first. Yeah, I do. So I've chosen that mountain paper, as I mentioned in my intro, for Tom, and then for Jack I am using, it's sort of a grey with a white stripe. Obviously this is the piece you're seeing now is the back of the paper, but the grey is almost more a blue grey, if that makes sense. Yeah, so they're the paper that I'm using. I did a better job on the J than I did on the T, probably because, you know, the J was the second one I cut and I'd learnt a bit better about how to cut it to better fit the letter, because obviously when you're drawing around with a pencil it is going to be slightly too big. So I'm cutting those down with my scissors, and then, you know, just sort of checking and then trimming them up a bit where I need to. But the J didn't require too much trimming, which was good. What I did notice, however, is that I left pencil marks on the edge of the letters, which I hadn't noticed on the T because the T obviously is the same shape, whether it's back to front or the right way around. The T looks the same no matter how you draw it, but obviously the J has a right way and a wrong way. So when I was drawing the pencil lines, it got on the side of the pencil that you would see, the side that's closest to you when you're standing the letter up on display. So I wanted to make sure I rubbed that off. So I got an eraser out, and what I did find was that it took it off fine really easily, but if I didn't move the eraser a little bit, as the eraser got dirty, it made the rest of the letters dirty as well. So I had to kind of move the eraser around so it was on a clean spot every time I was erasing. Now, the PVA that I'm using is just a cheap PVA, so I'm hoping that it lasts. I didn't protect my letters with anything, so we'll see. I know Jess has Mod Podge, so she can put it on herself if she would like, but I didn't have any. So I'm just using a craft PVA glue to stick down the letter, or both the letters. So I do the T first. It does get a little dirty, but as I'm doing this voiceover, it's the next day and everything has dried and it looks perfectly fine. And now I'm doing the J, just using an old paintbrush I had lying around to completely coat the top of the letter with glue, because I want it all to stick. I don't want any bits sort of coming off at the sides or anything. And I like the size of these letters. They're quite small. I just bought them actually from Kmart, of all places, which is a cheaper shop in Australia. I don't know what it would be comparable to in the US, but they were quite cheap. I think they were $2 or $3 for the letters, and so I thought that was perfect. And you can see me here, I'm just umming and ahhing over which robot to choose. I do end up going with the yellow one. I quite like the blue and I think it works well as well, but I just think the yellow, I don't know, gives it a bit of a pop when the robot is on the letter. I don't actually even know if Jack particularly likes robots. I don't know if he will recognise a robot when he sees it, but we'll find out. I think he just looks cute, that robot. And then for Jack's, I actually, I was umming and ahhing, and I wanted to sort of use this little frame, even though obviously it's too big and it hangs over the side of the letter. I quite like that look. So I decided to go with the little frame with the little bear with his eyes closed. And then I wanted to use the little owl with his eyes closed too, so I put that up the top. And then I was going to stick the owl flat onto the letter, but I actually decided to pop him up with dimensional, which takes me a bit of time to put into the right spot. I have to move the dimensional. And I stick him up in that sort of top left on the letter, and then I'm going to stick the frame down on the bottom of the T, and the frame I'm going to stick flat to the letter, and then I'm going to pop up the little bear on a dimensional as well and stick him on, so the bear's sort of hanging off a little bit too, but anchored by the frame. So I don't know, I like it. Hopefully Jess does, but I think it's cute. And then I want to include a tiny word on these, and so this does take me a bit of time because I'm sort of going through my tiny words. I don't have, well, I have a lot, but it's because I have 3 books of the same thing. So I have 3 books of the Tim Holtz Small Talk tiny words, but I don't have other tiny word options really. So most of them were not a sentiment that I was sort of going for these letters. I wanted something a little bit inspirational but a bit cute as well. So on Jack's, I put the tiny word that says adventure awaits you. And then it took me ages to find one that would work for Tom. I mean, he's only 2 months old, so, you know, he can't read it anyway. Well, Jack, who's 2.5, can't read his either. But I felt like adventure awaits you was good for Jack because he's quite a little adventurous boy, likes to try new things and run around and, yeah, generally loves the outside and exploring. But I don't know much about Tom's personality yet. He's still a bit little. So as you can see here, I'm doing a lot of looking and reading through all of the words, trying to find one that will work. And in the end, I choose, am I sticking it down now? Oh no, I think I put that one back. False alarm, people, false alarm. But I do choose the one at the top, which says, don't forget to fly. And I sort of chose that because, you know, it goes with the owl as well. And then because I wanted to remind Jess that I made them, I actually, there's a tiny word in this set that says, not my circus, not my monkeys. And I thought it was a really cute sentiment, and so I actually stuck it on the back of both of the letters, so you won't see them from the front, and you know, really it's only Jess who knows that they are there, but because I've got 3 sets of these tiny word stickers. I had one in another book, and then I grabbed the one from this book that I'm working on now and stuck it on the back. And then just to finish it off, I add some rhinestones, and that's it. So I'm going to go back to live in a minute, but I put green rhinestones on Tom's, and I don't know if they're pink or if they're just more kind of light yellow colour, but that's what I use on Jack's. And that's it. We are done. I'll head back to live for you now so you can see close-ups, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video. All right, guys. Okay, I finished. I'm hoping that the focus was all right once I took the grid paper out, but I'll find out in the editing process. Anyway, this is what I ended up with. So this is the tea for Thomas. He's got a cute little bear that's asleep and a cute little owl that's asleep, and his little word sticker says, "Don't forget to fly." And then this one is for Jack, and Jack's got a cute little robot, and his tiny word sticker says, "Adventure awaits you." So they are those two. Super simple, quick, easy, but I hope Jess likes them. I think she will. Yeah, and this is her latest DIY advent calendar gift. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video, and we'll see you then. Bye, guys.